Oro is the best guess I have for who won in canon in Third Strike, the Third Strike tournament. Kurata plays every character, including Sean. Hey, it's Genki Alex, and also the names are in English. English-ish. This one's a little louder than the last one. Alex has, his command grab is like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I guess it's most like Honda's of any command grab. It's really easy to tick into. Alex is a more aggressive, dynamic character than Honda is. Honda has kind of a hard time being next to you. He usually just gets kind of close and does hands, or just like sits full screen. There's like the two ways to play Honda well. Stun Guy Habit is not useless, but it is, a lot of the setups are really gimmicky. It's in general not as good as just, none of Alex's supers are good. The main idea with picking Super 2 is that it has a few niche uses, namely that it's really fast and it's invincible, and just using it like it's a meter. Like just it stocks the most super bars. So if you pick Super 2, you just get a lot of bar to play with. That's the idea. Alex has nice pokes. There's really no character like him. He has a very unique gameplay style. He has a combination of a bunch of really random things. I wouldn't say his pokes are that great. They're all good. They're all good-ish. He has like good-ish pokes, and they all do a lot of fucking dizzy. That's a very meaty overhead. And then he's got a command grab. Ooh, interesting punish that he can tick into. And there's not a lot besides that. He's got a move that does massive damage after a parry or in a very big punish scenario. Boomerang Raid is one of the worst supers that is actually used in tournaments. Abel and Alex don't have, there's no relative power level between those two. Alex doesn't just lose to them top tiers, he loses to almost every character above him. Alex is like the one, Alex is a very interesting case because there's never been a really good Alex player. Genki is probably the best Alex player, which is sad because Genki isn't as good as nearly any other pro. Genki's really good, but it's just Alex isn't that good. But I don't know, like it feels like when you play against Alex, it feels like his matchups are not terrible. Depends, he has a couple really bad ones. But it feels like he's like viable in most matchups. It feels like he can absolutely win, it's just based on player skill. But like even characters that are lower tier than Alex, such as theoretically Necro, such as like Remy, even such as like Hugo, have had really good players. Q. These characters that are all theoretically worse than Alex have had amazing tournament showings at some point throughout the game's life, and amazing players. But Alex has never had an amazing player and an amazing tournament showing. Alex has always been shrugged from his inception. He probably performs the third worst at tournaments at any character. After like 12 and Sean. Alex does really bully all the characters lower than him though. He has advantage matchups. He's not like he always loses. He is considered quite solid versus Q, I think. I think he's considered quite solid versus Hugo. I think he loses to Remy. I don't know about Necro. But there are a lot of matchups where he's actually fine. It could easily be a third strike character. I mean, who else is it going to be? Every single character from Street Fighter 2 made it into Street Fighter 4, so it's not going to be a Street Fighter 2 character. And then the only other character could be as an alpha character or a third strike character. And if it's alpha, like who, it could be like, it's an alpha character that didn't appear in Street Fighter 4, which there aren't that many of now. There's like Sodom, there's Karin, there's I don't know. There's not that many, that's the point. Birdie. And then the alternative is it's a third strike character who wasn't in Street Fighter 4, of which there's a pretty good number as well. My guess, oh yeah, Armika. My guess is that it's probably Karin or Urian. Those are the two I think it's most likely to be. I think that Urien is a near shoe-in, given the way that they're doing the villainous team and the, what's his name? Charlie? Korra. This is him. This is the Aura player that plays quite a lot like me. Dudley doesn't have a punish without super. Dudley's the only character who doesn't have a punish. Aura can do his command grab against Dudley and he can't punish it. Not always true. It has to be like a space command grab. Whoa, he did. That could have been an unblockable. Dudley didn't quick stand. He did the EX fireball really late. Anyway, I think Urien's basically a shoe-in, and I think that if they're gonna bring back a character like they said that they want to bring in characters they haven't like fans request, and Urien is currently like number 4 most requested. I consider him very likely, near 100%. I think they were quite honest about Decapri. They said female, they said debut in a fighting game, they said relevant to the story. Those were like the only things we ever heard about for the character. Decapri fits all qualifiers. Dudley has a punish there, even without super. He can interrupt it, I think. Like a stand fierce or something. If you hit Oro, the super never forms. A lot of people are kind of afraid to hit buttons there, but hitting buttons is absolutely the best thing you can do. You don't like Urien's design? I like it. Nice. The autocorrect super. Autocorrect is still a thing in this game. This is potentially a kill. No, he's too close to the corner. He's got to go for a silly reset. Oh, that's a silly reset. Oh, dude, he got 2 stand roundhouses. Nice. I thought he was going to go for a mid-EX fireball or something. Armika I also consider quite likely. My approximate list of likelihood is probably Urien, Kari, and Armika for the next announcement. Those would be my best guesses. Not the next 3, just the next one is probably one of those 3. That's true. They did lie about that. They said no one yet has guessed the character. And that was just flat out not true. Decapri was like known. 3S is 1999, dog. Haven't seen it in a while. It's been 16 years since this game came out. I guess Urien is kind of boring. I don't know, it's not that boring. He's made of metal. That's pretty cool. Made of metal is pretty cool. He has his own unique blocking noise. What I like to do in Dudley's corners, I like to throw a straight fireball at him. Like a light fireball. Or has a hard time punishing that. You have to parry, I think. And then as I see him blocking the fireball, I cancel it. I do a late cancel into super. And that way it bullies him, so he has to do either ducking or jump over. This scenario. That was not good. But he couldn't, or couldn't come out of that. Urien is a fantastic character in terms of gameplay. He's got a completely unique gameplay style. That wasn't even a combo from the jump in. That was... what the fuck? He did a light stomp to escape the corner because he knew that the Dudley would mistake it for a medium stomp and block like a cross-up. That was so stupid, but it worked really well. So Dudley's kind of getting psyched out. Dudley should beat Oro in footsies. Matchup's still 5-5. Maybe slightly in Oro's favor. He tried to interrupt with Stand Strong, it didn't work. Nice anti-air fireball. If the opponent parries a hard fireball on their jump in, they usually don't get a punish. He really shouldn't have moved. Yeah, that was not the right option. Dudley can only remove up to 3 hits of the fireball, I think, before it hits him. Oro is not an uncommon character. And these events, there's like 2 or 3 well-known Oro players. 12 is really not a copycat. I know he in lore he's like the final model of whatever the fuck Necro is. But really they're nothing alike. Kombat randomly. Kombat is Mokujin, but I think he's different. I think he changes every... Mokujin's... I don't remember how it works. I think Kombat changes every round, but Mokujin changes every match. But it could be the opposite. Tekken 4 had a smaller cast than any other Tekken, and also was more imbalanced. Which is why no one talks about it. I don't know that much about it. I know Jin is super OP. Oh, I got it backwards. I don't like Dudley or Balrog. Vanessa is amazing. You will never get an argument from me in terms of character design. Vanessa is perfect. There's Tominaga on the side there. You guys can read it. I don't know if you can actually, it's tiny. I can barely see it. Versus Dio. Probably like a JoJo's reference, right? Nice. Nice. That does a lot of damage. You might even say it kills outright and built almost as much meter as it used. Parry stand for your super is very situational but very rewarding. Sometimes it's better, even though it like adds a tiny bit of scaling. Sometimes it's better to start with command grab though, just because it gets an extra little smidge of dizzy, which is important because she needs that extra little smidge to get some instant dizzy combos. He's dizzy next connect. Not anymore. Oh, he's dead. Stand Fierce, EX dash punch. Probably like, yeah. DiCaprio does not have a good chance of returning, sadly. This is Hebo Ryu. He plays Shadows. He's really good. And Furo we already saw last time. Yang is one of the characters with a 2-hit air option, which is nice for air to airs because it forces the opponent to parry twice. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a big deal forcing the opponent to parry twice, but if you do a one-hit attack and the opponent goes for 2 parries, it can potentially make them miss a better follow-up than what they get. And people in general tend to not expect multi-hit air options. There were $12, $13 counting Kemi. There was Kemi and then one for every month, and they're all named after months. DiCaprio means December in Russian. Junie and Jolie from Alpha 3. Junie and Julie mean June and July in German. Whatever nationality the doll is, they have that name of that month. Or that the name of a month in that language. Nice parry. It's not enough though. Oh, this could happen. He got some meter out of it. There's no such thing as character loyalty. Play whatever character is fun. If multiple characters are fun, feel free to play them all. Jump jab, and he jump jabbed again. After you get your air attack parried, you can still take actions before you land. I'm not sure if Oro can double jump after being air parried. I've never tried. Noemblue is a good character. I would have liked to see her. I would have liked her more than DiCaprio, I think. Noemblue fights with an X, and she's Native American, I think. She's like Apache, I think. I don't remember. Was January? Was that all Chinese? Is that a doll name? I don't remember the dolls. I don't remember any of them except the ones that are playable. I know blue. Originally, I don't remember how it worked. Originally, Julie was going to be Julia, T-Hawk's missing girlfriend, and I think actually that's how they did it. It wasn't always T-Hawk's missing girlfriend. In fact, I think it was originally T-Hawk's missing girlfriend. Now it's not his girlfriend. And there is January. I think there is a Chinese one. In fact, I think there's 2 Chinese ones. I don't remember what they are though. But I think No Blue was originally conceived to be T-Hawk's girlfriend, and then they changed it to Julia, Julie, and then whose real name is Julia, and then I think they retconned it from being T-Hawk's girlfriend. September and October are Chinese. Chinese are so clever with their names of months. They just do the numbers 1 through 12 plus the word month. Yakun is a good player. A little bit of wonkiness going on right now though. Nice. Oh, that did so much. That throw does about normal damage for throws. Those are not normalized in terms of damage in this game. But Yun's health is garbage in this game. Like, it's really bad. There's a reversal stomp or headbutt to try and get airborne and air reset, but that's a really bad idea. Unless a very, very specific thing happens. Yeah, what's going on there? What's up with those names? Yakun's playing kind of weird. What's going on? There we go. That's optimal damage starter for Genei-jin, especially in the corner. Not so much mid-screen. He did get good damage out of it. You gotta remember that Urien has the second highest health in the game, I think, after Hugo. And then there's some characters like Q and Chun-Li who can increase their health with taunts. Forward dash has a lot of recovery. It's like not a terrible approach when you're in Genei-jin, but really you can do better. Shoulder's like a common approach, but it's only 2 parries. And dash punch is 3 parries, but it's unsafe on block. A lot of people just approach with stand shorts and shit. It might be, I don't know about ancient Chinese. It might be Japanese Chinese, if you know what I mean. Like the Japanese pronunciations of Chinese readings of Chinese characters. That dash punch was probably safe, but he couldn't combo out of it. Stand Fierce beats Parry into action, but it loses the Parry into throw, because throw comes out and hits before. Throw grabs Yun before the second hit of Stand Fierce. Whiffing a headbutt recovers very quickly. Nice, he got him into the mirror. That's an interesting situation that It exists in Street Fighter 4, but only for a few characters. Pretty much Decapre. Pretty much Decapre's the only character it really exists for. You get a projectile behind the opponent, like a very slow one, and then it's just chilling there behind them, and you want to find a way that you can push them into the projectile and then start pressuring them with the low overhead or whatever. You can do that with Decapre's Ultra 1. But it's a really neat thing in this game. I love comboing out of throws when the mirror's up. The combo options are very limited. But in optimal situations, you can actually get really good damage. This is low target combo. It's weird that he's using that. I wonder what for. It's not actually, neither hit is low. I think it's actually 3 hits. But none of them are low. I just realized, what's her face? The Tanya just came out. Aruka? Aruka is the name of I think one of the really good Ibuki players. That's Matsuken. Matsuken is, I think he's, there's something hilarious about him. I think it's that he's fucking old. I think that's it. I think Matsuken is like 40, 48 or something like that. And he gets a lot of shit from other pros because he's so old compared to them. I think it's Matsuken. I'm not sure. It's someone. There's some like really good Japanese Ken player who's really old. High bumped, high Bafa. Let me take a second to eat this food because it's seriously just sitting here. Ni hao. What's that one? How Jobu Jan?
EX に回しても本当にその押し込むときにちゃんと使えてる感じで、機能してればなんか真空のために使わなくても。おっ、ここはガードクラッシュ。さあ、このラウンドはきつい。しゃがみ中足が長すぎる。お、歩いて中足が怖いですね。お、今のはギリギリ届かなかった。お、飛びが通った。そして投げられて画面端。お、だけど負けじと中足灼熱。
What did I fuck up for future reference? I don't know anything about Danish.
先端が当たるためにちょっとヒヤッとする。あの波動赤ボール狙った方がいいと思うんだけどな。お、これはボタン押しちゃった。出しちゃったらアッパー出したか。コパ陣内。さあかかってきなからの投げはしっかりグラップで、さあもうダッシュには持続を2発目は当てたんですがね、前風呂が入ってました。さあこれすいません、ちょっと私試合なんでマイクお願いしていいですか。どっちがいい？
あれ YSP の試合なの？無理じゃんこれ。というわけで試合なのでバノーさんがマイクを借りました、はい、
私もちょっとだけマイクを握ります。
バノーさん、さっきアルカさんが1試合取ってるんですよ、
はい、マジですか、じゃあ今1対0。
いや、マチニが取り返して今、こ
一対一
れマスケンリーチ。
お、1対1、そしてリー
全
チですか。
然見てなかったんだけど、内容次第によってはこれはリューファイブありますよ。
ありますか。あ、そうですね。バナオさんが見つめる中、確かにマスケンさん倒すレベルの竜だったらもう喜んでって感じなんじゃないですか、ね。
誰もいないんで。
お、さっきから見てるとアルカさん EX 波動拳多かったっす。
まだ真空だったら多いっしょ。
あ、ゲージがどんどんあるから。
てか他に使い道ないんで、EX ソフトぐらいだけど。そう、今のところでね、中足真空差し替えしたいんですよ。
あ、なるほど。
今灼熱出なかったね。真空の唯一の強みが、
はい
相手に足払いをすからした時に中足真空が打てるっていうのが、それだけダメージ高いんで、保力高くなるから、しゃがみくらいの真空は。
なるほど。
話聞いてる？話聞いてる？フグさん、大丈夫？
今画面とバナオさん見ながらあたふたして
打ってき
ます。
ますね。
いや、よく見たら11ですね。
いや、これありますよ。今のはギリギリだね、ギリギリ。かなり繋がりにくいんで、剣の強いシャドウは。
しかしまだ安く攻めましたね。
あるか、ちょっと真面目に一つやったらこれだよ。今のね、タイミングずれるんですよね。
Okay, the thing.
画面がずれてるんですか。
I gotta give NetherRealm some credit. Like, they're smart about patching. Like, definitely, they've gotten some shit for patching way too often, or over patching your here and there. Like they over nerf a character, perhaps. No, that was a nice far stand strong super. But I've never seen. Very rarely do I see someone look at change list for a NetherRealm game and be like, that's not warranted. So here's Vanessa, and this is Fugu. Fugu I see a lot. He's the he's a different aura than me. His gameplay style is quite a bit different. I don't think he plays like more zoning or more rushdown or anything like that. I just think that he does things that I wouldn't do in the same position. He uses different tools to accomplish the same objectives. PCMKX is supposedly much better. I haven't played it yet, though.
ブロられるんですか？そう、普通さ、飛び道具の隙が長いから、はい、ヒットと同時に、弾が飛んできたと同時に、弾を食らいつつ弾が出る瞬間をピッて出るのを、ステルス波動拳みたいなこと言うの、はい、その波動拳ってもうガード確定みたいになるんだけど、あ、ガードになっちゃうんですか？そう、ガードとかまあ隙に当たるんだけど、ブロッキングがあるせいで。
The new back 3 is supposedly the best thing ever. All I know is that it's a low combo starter that's safe, which sounds pretty rad. Oh yeah, NetherRealm does a lot of work to improve their games post-release.
いやでもやっぱブロられた後にブロられ灼熱とかブロられ EX 昇竜とか、まあ確かにそれはあるんですけど、まあコパンは食らうまでまあブロって
NetherRealm makes a shit ton of money off of Mortal Kombat games. I like that cancel. I never ever do that, but I like it.
フォローは効かないから。
That wasn't the right follow-up. That was perfect. He actually had a stronger ender though. Oh, later taint.
あれでも竜のコパンとかって連打してると、そのいつか着地できるんですか？できないっしょ。できない。一生空中。
It's true, but a low, fast low starter is still good because it also means that they can't just escape pressure with like a neutral crouch or something like that. So even though you don't necessarily have a mix-up, it makes you harder to block against.
これは対策が見れるんじゃないですかね。2マックスだから。まあ確かにそうなんですよ。
Makes Katana harder to interrupt. I think he could have jumped over that super.
はいはい、日輪見てから波動真空で打ち消して当てるってやつですね。それを今コパンで釣られちゃった感じですね。
They always do Ken and Ryu well. I wouldn't worry about those two.
これか。全然ガードされちゃったんですけど。まあ一応でもやりたいのはこれです。おー、バナオさん危なげない。あれなんでできないのかな。でもなんか安定削り6ドットって6ドット削れたと
I haven't even seen Katana's new normal yet. I don't even know what it does or what it looks like or anything. I don't know if there's a string associated with it. I got no idea. Crouch Fierce is very common anti-air for Shotos because if it's parried, you can react with a cancel. So you can do like cancel into uppercut or cancel into Tatsu. But those are, you got good success rate with them. But if they're parried, they're unsafe. And the opponent doesn't need to predict which one you're going to do, they just have to predict that you're going to cancel it all. But if you crouch fierce and they do a double parry and you don't cancel the crouch fierce, they don't get a punish. That could have been a full jumping combo. He missed the jump right now, so he could have landed. What he got is still very useful. Why the fuck did he do that? I feel like the Snare House would have been better than the low reset. What he got was still a ton of damage. That punished the backdash. Curious. Backdashes are not invincible. Nice! That was a series of good plays from the replayer. Oh, why is he using supers like that? I think Oro gets a towards strong punish there. Huh. Yanks uppercut. That's one of the rare moves that is invincible until after it hits. Very few of those in this game. Most of them are EX only. The fact that Oro has one is really good for him. At the same time, there's no way to make it safe, so you've got to bank it all on it. I do that maybe like once a year. Realistically, I probably do it about once every time I play someone. I do an EX uppercut. That's a follow-up. You can combo out of super in the corner. I'm getting really tired and there's still 30 minutes to this video. I think I'm not going to watch the third video. I think I'm just going to watch 2. We'll see when I get to the end of this one. Chess versus Yakun. Can I link SMT? I don't know what you mean, but I guess so. There's a cross-up like medium kick. That's really weird. None of Yan's normals are supposed to cross up. He does have a cross-up dive kick though. Jump hard kick can cross up, but it's picky. I don't think I've ever seen medium kick cross up. Like SMT like Shin Megami Tensei. Tensai. It's a link. You guys can click it on it if you want to. I'm kind of busy streaming this game. What an odd combo. Literally anything works though. I shouldn't say literally anything. What I meant to mean, what I meant to say, was that literally anything that comboed to death was equally good. Why the fuck would it be a screamer? Why the fuck would you be afraid of a screamer anyway? I'll put it on my watch later. It's just a noise. The anticipation that really scares you. A loud noise isn't scary. An uncomfortable image can be scary, but you can just close your eyes and it goes away. Really, there's not that much a computer can do to fucking terrify you. Unless you accidentally like transfer your life savings to something, to a virus, fucking gets Some kind of keylogger gets hold of your bank information. You were scared of the crit mode. I've seen a lot of jump scares and crypt was on the low end.
あーってなるときありますからね。
僕、ガンギ声ですからね。おめえそれちげえからっていうのは結構あるんで。というわけで、これは一応準決勝扱いなのわかんない。
ですかね。
3リーグなんで。ブロック決勝か。ブロック決勝、富永対元気。この組み合わせ、アレックスきついはずなんですけど。
俺もはずだと思う。
でも元気結構誠勝つんですよね。昔富永さんをボコボコにしてたのを見たことがある。
Genki's a good Alex, and Alex Makoto is not so bad. About fair. Slightly Makoto's favor, perhaps. This is quite recent. This is November 2014. This is fairly modern third strike. I could have told you that without even like I could have told you this is within the last 5 years. Because this is like the current gameplay style. It's the current meta. Alex is big and hard to dizzy. This strike hasn't changed a whole lot. It has changed for some characters. Like Urian and Makoto have new setups, and Oro have new setups that they never used to use. New play tends to have every single player being a lot better with parries, though. People have gotten progressively better with parries the longer the game's been out, which is why we've seen like 2 Chun-Li parries already in the last like 2 videos. Or just a lot of reaction super parries in general. This might kill. I don't know how much dizzy he can get. I don't think quite enough. I think he's going to be a smidge under. Oh, he missed the Kara Fukiyage. He would have killed with that plus 1 touch. He still kills off 1 touch now. 1 Karakusu rather. That could have been it. He can just win through pokes. Nice. I used to get jump scared super easy when I was a kid, but then I like realized I wasn't afraid of anything. Now I have nightmares about boring shit. I have nightmares about like underperforming in my job and stuff like that. Shit like Ghost just doesn't scare me at all. I have like zero belief in ghosts or like anything supernatural. I've only ever seen like 1 match of Melty Blood in my life. There was like a woman with a skirt, and she looked kind of hot. It was Actress again. I don't know if that's the only Melty Blood or if there are more. This kills, I think. Yeah. The taunt. Double perfect. That's worthy of a taunt. I've probably seen Tominaga get more double perfects than any other player. Besides myself. Since I've seen all of my own matches. I've probably gotten, I don't know the number. I've probably gotten somewhere in the realm of like 20 or 30 double perfects in all the time I've ever played. Daigo plays Melty? Or you mean just Daigo parrying like that's the verb? He did a Daigo parry? I never hear of Daigo playing anything other than like Street Fighter. And like back in the olden golden days, I know he played like Darkstalkers and I forget, maybe just Darkstalkers. And those 10 minutes in which Daigo played Ultimate Marvel, or Original Marvel rather, Marvel 3.
いや待ちにもブロってます。おー
Jump back roundhouse.
ドライなサードストライクですね。
冷たかったですね今の。
今のは。でもいいような技しか振らない感じですよね。
ですね。多分アッパーとあとタッチで。
Matsuken versus Vanessa, I've seen quite a lot. These two play frequently. That was a nice. He whiff punished the sweep with the dash and throw. Pretty rad whiff punish. That was a car throw, you could see it. Then stand fierce to light Tatsu as anti-air. Very common. Very hard to, very easy to do, hard to deal with. That might have been an empty cancel catching the tiny walk in. Would have whiffed if he didn't walk in. Or it could have just been a good read. That was an easy parry. That's a punish. A close sweep like that, you can sweep punish. Sweep from most ranges punishes sweep for Shoto's. Shoto sweep is pretty far, pretty fast, and kind of long recovery. I didn't originally play it on Dreamcast. Actually, you know what? My first ever time playing it was on Dreamcast at a friend's house. But then I got that Anniversary Collection on PS2. And then I played on GGPO, which of course is the arcade version. So I only played the Dreamcast one time. I'm pretty sure the Dreamcast one is the one with the removed unblockables. I had a Dreamcast, but I never had this game for it because it was expensive. I had Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Jet Set Radio. I had Phantasy Star Online version 2, Shenmue. I had like a bunch of Dreamcast games. Dreamcast was a good console. Toy Commander. It's a very underrated Dreamcast game. Damn, Yakun. Yeah, I remember. Only for the original model of Dreamcast. Although I think there was still an exploit for the later models. I mean, they were all the same model, but like only the ones made in '97, I think, could you burn ISOs just straight up. And then they added write protection on like the '98 Dreamcasts. Are those the right years? Or is it like 2000? I forget. I have a Dreamcast. Like still, the one I had back then I still have. It's one of the early ones. It's one of the hackable ones. Oh, I had Grandia 2. That game was fucking sick. I'll have to play that game on stream sometime. I love Grandia 2. In Evolution World, remember that game? Choo Choo Rocket, I had that too. Eliza Masters is Guile's sister-in-law. Guile's wife, I forget her name, and Ken's wife are sisters. So Guile and Ken are brothers-in-law. Yeah, Grandia 2's combat system was amazing. I think it's been done since then. Not quite what it is, but stuff like it has been done. I feel like they should change Yang's medium palm in Street Fighter 4 to do like 130 damage. And they should make his hard palm do like 160 or something, 170. I feel like that's like something I feel like it should be that Yang's palm is much better than Yun's, and range-wise it is, and damage-wise it is. Not damage-wise, but like, oh, Skies of Arcadia, I had that too. Skies of Arcadia is an excellent. Street Fighter has a lot of lore, but it's not like deep lore. It's just like a lot of it's stupid. A lot of little things have been established over the very long period that it's been out. So there's quite a lot about most characters, but it doesn't come into play anywhere. I had Power Stone 1 and 2 as well. Power Stone 2 is a really good game. Ikaruga was on Dreamcast, I forgot about that. I remember it got ported to GameCube. I have the GameCube one. Yeah, Akuma's a fruit salesman. Akuma doesn't just go around killing everyone all day. He only fights worthy combatants. He needs to live. So he sells fruit. He picks fruit and he sells it. I wouldn't buy fruit from Akuma. Akuma is not evil. He is a weird Japanese archetype. He just thinks it's like not morally wrong to kill someone in battle in a fight to prove who's the strongest. Which is, I guess, perhaps evil. And he did kill some people who didn't want to fight nor wanted to die. But most of the people he killed did want to fight. A lot of people he killed were themselves evil. Or at least assholes. Such as Bison. And Gil. He fought Gen, but the outcome has been retconned. He fought Gen, and Gen had leukemia or something. I don't remember if it was stated outright to be leukemia or just a mysterious disease. Akuma decided to stop fighting because he saw that Gen was not fully fighting fit. Akuma only wants to fight someone to their full battle capacity. So he thought it would just be like, you know, he doesn't want to kill a wounded old man. Gen was apparently coughing up blood during the fight. And then in Alpha 3, I think in Gen's ending, he refights Akuma and Akuma like accepts his challenge. And then Gen was established to be dead following that. And then in Street Fighter 4, they just kind of abruptly brought him back. The characters that Akuma has killed are Gouken, who has now been revealed to be alive, Gotetsu, who is still dead, Bison, who got a new body, Adon, which was straight up retconned, and Gen, who was straight up retconned. And he also tried to kill Gil, but Gil, he like left Gil for dead, and then Gil just resurrectioned after he left. That is Akuma's kill listing. He actually isn't so good at killing people. He has very few confirmed kills anymore. Ultra Street Fighter 4 annulled a lot of his kills. Only Gotetsu and Bison remain actually dead, but now there's a new Bison. Nice. You can parry any hit of a Shoryuken, high or low. Sagat will probably never become Ryu's master. Sagat and Ryu are on approximately equal terms in terms of skill. Sagat used to be stronger, but now they're probably even. I was going to do a Street Fighter lore video one time. In fact, I've still got like the notes I took for the Street Fighter lore video. It's not going to be huge. I don't remember what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about Fireball Hands. I'm going to talk about like the Decapri animations and the Kemi animations based on Vega. I think I was going to talk about one other thing too. We're even kind of friends. They're not going to fight to the death. Ryu is possibly weaker when he goes Evil Ryu. It's not clear. It's not clear if it actually powers him up or powers him down. Evil Ryu is a non-canon character anyway. He's only got Evil Ryu one time. It was in the outro of Street Fighter 1, and it wasn't actually in that game. It was just established later in Alpha that happened. Yeah, so Decapri and Kemi have an identical throw animation to Vega. And the idea is Vega was actually the guy who taught Decapri and Kemi. Like, that was already established in the lore. Vega taught the dolls how to fight.
ちゃんと高さ当たるっつって。さあでもこれ
こうなると強いマツケンさん。
Violent Ken is more. Violent Ken, they've never done Ken as like a Satsui contender. Akuma's never even acknowledged it.
ちょっと無理やり
取り返した。
Ken is just more stable than Ryu is. I want Ken's son to be in a game, but I don't want him to replace Ken. I don't want a Street Fighter game without Ken. Ken's son's name is Mel.
あージャンプ中継ジャンプ中継これ強いです
1L.
よね。
MEL. Sean is fine. Sean done well would be
マツケンさん
excellent.
がでも結構なんだろう落ち着いてきましたね。
I don't think Mel will be in Street Fighter 5. He'd be too young. They need to add like a 6-year-old to the game.
やっぱそのメリハリが裏いかない思ったよ
Double uppercut in the corner. Works on every character, I think.
ですね今のは完全に。
思っただろっつって。
You can actually cancel the second uppercut into any super. It's pretty good into Super 2 on the characters it works on.
今のやばいですね。
It's pretty bad on Super 1. It's completely terrible on Super 3. It's usually not worth the meter. That was a car uppercut.
いいのに思ってあ
Sean is Waka. I don't know what that means.
ちょづいた。
Mel is male.
ー完全に今裏
Ken has a son, not a
マ
daughter.
ツケンさん気持ちよさそう今の。
Gal has a daughter.
今のどう
Maybe someday she'll be playable.
みんなが
どうせ
としては
下がり中盤なんだろうみたいな。
あとはまあ裏回ってなんかやってくんだろうみたいな。
そうですね。
What the fuck does Waka mean?
いや味
Sean is Waka.
あそうなんだ。
Kicks the ball.
なるほど。
He has a basketball
壁に
and he throws it.
はいはいはい
He doesn't kick it.
わすごい。
Oh, you mean Waka from FF10?
EX ソロって大体先端でもつながるんですか。
あもう
Vaguely.
飛んじゃえば大体は。
He's vaguely Waka.
あ強い。
この技最強。
緊中継であんだけ早出し
I don't know who the fuck Remy's father is. Has that even been a plot point?
誠のジャンプ中継は最強だってことですね。
Third Strike was supposed to be the Soul Calibur 5 tier cast revamp when it initially came out. But they ended up bringing Ryu and Ken back because it would be weird to not have them. And then they brought Akuma and Chun-Li back in later games. Second Impact, Third Strike. Sean is half Brazilian, half Japanese. He looks kind of like a yellow shadow. I think there's a little gag with Sean with that name. The idea is Ryu and Ken are like two of the characters in Shoryuken, and then they had Sean for the show. Stealth pun. Street Fighter 5 is not confirmed to be right before 3rd. It could be after 3rd. We do not know. We have no evidence. A lot of people are assuming it's before, and a lot of people are assuming it's after, but there's no evidence either way.
多芸の経験を流用できたりもしますからね。
ですよね。
はい。
だからいい影響があるかもしれないですね。
悪い影響っていうのはそこまでは出ないとは思いますけど。ただそのなんていうんですかね。対空昇竜マジで
Old alts would be cool.
感じはサードだとやっぱりちょっと
やばい。なんか今日あれですね。なんだっけ、白虎冴えてますね。
確かに
You can get close medium kick, jump, follow up. He missed it. It's tight. You actually, the close medium kick, this probably won't mean anything to you guys, but it's JP3. JP means a different thing in Third Strike than Street Fighter 4. It causes a juggle state of 3, and doing 2 of them causes the juggle state of 6. And 6 gives you very little time to continue your combo. 6 and beyond, you have to get like instant air attacks to combo, or like cancels. Because everything else is too slow. Juggle system in this game is very complex. I have a good understanding of it, probably better than any American. That being said, a lot of things don't have names, so sometimes when I'm trying to communicate them, it doesn't make any sense.
今のバックステージしたじゃないですか、フロさん。あれに大東さんってもしかしたら刺さったりするんですか？
I play a character who can actually exploit the obscure knowledge in the juggle system. Every character can. But Oro's the best at it.
最強すぎるその技。
うわ
あー刺さる。
遅らせ中はソロ。
富永さんジャンプ
Pro with that clutch.
ジャンプ以降が駆られたようななんか結果が出てから言ってるやつらが。さあ最終ラウンド、最終試合。
Sometimes I think about where I'd be in this world if I had 2 working nostrils.
俺ダブル P でやられますからね。SS って
あれは別に普通らしいですよ。いいことではないらしいです。
まあ確かにね、ただのキャラ差ですからね。さあ富永さんがどれくらい気持ちを切り替えられるか。でもフロさんやっぱ着地
Comeback supers.
そうですね。
今んとこミスらしいミスはないって言おうとしたら危なかったです。
I have no advice on how to get hands out on a pad, honestly. My best advice is if you have shoulders, use the shoulders for one of your basic buttons, not a macro. And that way you've got more fingers working on it at the same time. Like I knew a guy who played on pad with a controller with 2 pairs of shoulders, and what he would do is he would have his medium and hard buttons on the shoulders. So he would have 3 separate fingers working on the buttons, so he would be able to very quickly get out hands. Most pads don't even have, like, I don't think there is an Xbox pad that has 2 pairs of shoulders. Very few pads work on Xbox. It's the bane of pad players. But that's a common question I get, is how to piano on pad, and I have no idea, sadly. Nice. Oh, not nice. You can actually use Makoto's super like that, even in Street Fighter 4, amusingly. You can use it to anti-crouch tech and stuff, because you can't react to her going to the wall. I've had that used against me by what's-his-face, the good Makoto player at ETR. I've had that used on me by ETR at Wednesday Night Fights. It worked. It's a big risk to take, but the chance of success is actually pretty decent. Hands is a pretty big part of game. I mean, honestly, you can learn something. Like, you will find, if you stick with it, you will find a way to do it consistently. There's nothing actually saying that it's not something you can learn to do. For all I know, you'll find a way to do it just by like putting your finger between the buttons and very quickly like shaking it one direction and the other or something like that. You'll find some crazy way to do it. The human body is a wonderful thing, and the human mind as well. You will find a way to make it work if you stick with it. Gen's hands are not the hardest of any character. Like DiCaprio, when she does hands, she has to cancel from crouch medium kick, which is annoying. Because you have to do 5 separate hands after the kick. But if you're Gen, you can do low strong hands, and you only have to do 4 separate punches after the low strong. Bong Lord? I've never heard of him. The only Australian third strike player I know is Ketchu. Shit, dude, play Akuma. Hell yeah. Akuma's like a great character to learn if you want to learn, if you're new to the game. The boxes are kind of expensive. I cannot give you an exact price, but I think they're custom made. I think they make each hitbox after receiving the order. I am not very good at crouch medium kick hands. I can get hard hands about 50% of the time nowadays, and light hands like 20%. I'm a lot better at ending on hard, because hard is on a shoulder for me and light is on the face. I do light hard, medium, light hard. Ketchu? It was K-E-C-H-U. I think that was his name.
体力はヤンに有利だけどゲージが1本ある。ヤンはでも表裏いけないんですよね、確か。
そうですね、大昇竜打つしか表裏できないですね。
おっと、大昇竜が漏れる。今、大
Think
昇
of
竜
all
の
the
方に反応
the
した。
drugs you could buy
確かに。
for $250.
さあ、ゲージは、ヤン側はゲージがない。EX1 本分で。あー、うまい。あーっとミスった。
That's an interesting input method.
まあ15年やっててもミスるものはミスると。
今のは多分、緊中パン弱小竜と落としたんですね、マツケンさんは。
そうでしょうね。
本当は中圧中小竜なんですけど、マツケンさんは怖いからっつって緊中パン弱小竜にしてます。
あ、俺は、あーっと。
He could have dizzied there with the close medium kick. It was actually a misplay the combo he did because he would have killed after the dizzy. He should have done close medium kick into roll into Sanjab, I think would have done it.
あっと苦しい展開になったが、まだ諦めてない。なぜなら3ゲージ。
そうですね。ユンヤンとか言ってここから一回呼び方が死んじゃうんで。
あー、ジャンプグラップですね、今の。
そうですね。漏れちゃいましたね。
あれ
持ってるキャラそんなにないですよ。
なるほど。なんか見てからなんかできそうでどうなのかなと思って。
This is the first tournament I've seen in a long time where the names are written out in Latin characters.
あの状態、ガードっていうかブロッキング。
できないですね。
と僕は思ってるんですけど。
まあキャラによってはやっぱりだいぶ強い。
なるほど。まあアレクサスタンピードがあるんで大丈夫です。
確かにあの技強いからな。
I don't know what 1P means, but I hear commentators in Japan say it all the time. There are a lot of things I hear people say all the time and then I like understand. Just because I've heard them so much in the given context. Like whenever there's a throw, it's always like Nagate. I'm like, oh, Nagate must mean the throw. And there's a lot of situations like that. Shoashi, Shoashi, Shoashi.
最速だったら確定なんですけど、ちょっと遅かったですね。
なるほど。
遅くて相打ちになっちゃいましたね。
うわー、今勝負の
Akaburo.
ですが、
Stuff like that.
さんがまずリーチ。
Akaburo is, Aka means red and Buro is blocking. Blocking is the term used in Japanese for guarding. I mean for parrying. Guarding is the term used in Japanese for blocking. That's kind of confusing and it was even more confusing by the way I explained it and fucked up. But Akaburo means red parry. Buro is short for Buro Kingu. 3 shorts works on Yang.
レベルがどうのこうのって話をした後に俺には何をしてるかよくわからない。
画面端のめくり打撃ってどっちにレバー入れればブロれるんですか？
後ろです。
まあなんかそのなんて裏っぽく表とかもあるんで、けどまあちゃんとしたタイミングで
後ろ押せればとりあえずガードにはなります。
そうです。
パジーガード。
I mean, I guess it is red defense. It's specifically red blocking.
しゃがみ5番でしゃがぐら。
Block is just their word for fucking what we call parries.
第1回なんですかこれ。第1回クーペまで大会優勝はシングルス大会優勝はフロさんです。おめでとうございます。一言。
Oh, Majika. I hear that people say that all the time. I don't think it has a specific meaning. I think it means impressive. That's the way that people always, whenever something impressive happens, it's always like Majika.
皆さん
Majika.
もうちょっとちゃんと頑張ってくださいと。出てる人本当にドラケしかやってないんで負けちゃダメです。こんなのに。
Or like Umai. I think Umai means impressive too, actually. I can't tell. Those ones I'm not very sure about.
でもやっぱ嬉しいです。ありがとうございました。
They changed it from event to normal.
フロさんクソ強かった。
Majika's no way.
俺らダメだって。俺らダメだって。